So what is it that stops people buying? What is it that stops you and me and people like us from actually getting to achieve the level of success that we actually could? What is it that stops us when we're reading through an email, we're reading through a website, we're listening to a webinar, and we decide not to take action? What is it that stops us? I know the answer to this question because I know how it works for me. And I think when I've been through this, you're going to take this idea away and you're going to go, I can use this, and I can use it today and every day onwards, and here it is. I remember reading in the book by Chip and Dan Heath, the book was called Decisive, an expression that said, resistance is created through a lack of clarity. And I love it. I wish I'd written that expression. I write a lot of expressions, but I wish I'd written that one. Resistance is created through a lack of clarity. And I know that is so true with my life. Let's talk about marketing first. So why is it that people stop taking action? And I believe it is what's called in copywriting terms friction, or in other words, in today's language, lack of clarity. So lack of clarity is what stops them. They get to a point in the copy where they go, well, what do I do? And what happens if? And they don't buy. Similarly, for ourselves, when we're trying to achieve in our lives, and don't we do that, what stops us taking that action? I know what stops me is if I'm uncertain, if I do not have clarity, then I resist taking the next step. So of course it begs the question, well, how do you get clarity? Well, I think it's exactly the same formula, regardless whether it's a piece of marketing, whether it's a sales call, whether it's a presentation, whether it's personal development, business development, success, whatever it is that we want to achieve. I think we have to have these factors in play, and they're these. And I have an equation for it. And I did have a bit of paper to make life easy, and here it is. W plus H multiplied by Y squared equals C. Now, the C in this case is clarity. So what does this stand for? It's very simple. W is what, H is how, and Y means Y, W-H-Y rather than Y, and it means two lots of Y. So what plus how multiplied by Y squared, two lots of Y, equals clarity. So when we know, let's talk about sales first rather than copy at the moment, when we know what it is we want, and we clearly know what it is we want, in other words, it's a target we can aim at, there's so much clarity for us there in the what. When we know how to achieve it, in other words, to get from where we are now to where we want to be, and importantly, and this is the driver, that's why I made it a multiplier, when we know why we don't want this bit here and we do want this bit here, and we understand those drivers, those emotions, those motivations, isn't that lovely? Motivations, motive actions maybe. That's what takes us away from this problem here that we have and takes us towards this solution that we want. And that's why there's the two sides of it. So it comes down to what do we want, how we're going to achieve it, and two lots of why we want it. That will give us clarity. Exactly the same when we're writing copy, when we're selling, when we're presenting, whenever we're persuading, because remember, you know my expression is we don't go around trying to convince people, we are convincing. That's a different way of being in business. How do we do this for people? Well, we make sure it's absolutely clear what they're going to get. We make sure it's absolutely clear how they're going to get it. We make it absolutely clear why they would want to get it, not only what it is they're going to avoid, but what it is they're going to gain. And there it is. That encapsulates the whole thing for me. I think this is such a powerful idea. I wish I'd written that expression. Resistance is created through a lack of clarity. What plus how multiplied by two lots of Y equals C. This is a solution for so many things. I hope you can take this away and use it. I use this every day of my life. This is what rules my life. It's what gives me clarity. I hope you've enjoyed this video. There's lots more around. In the meantime, I wish you, if I can find the right button, see it is. I wish you every success in all your adventures in life. From me, Peter Thomson, until the next time, goodbye for now.